when you think of me, does the word extreme come to mind?
No.
And yet, that's what she told me, is that I'm very extreme.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back to
the Cimorelli podcast.
Lauren having so much energy is confusing my brain.
I feel like we have to tell everyone. Yes. I have another thing, too, that I was mad at.
What?
Okay,
You were mad at?
Yes, I have to tell.
Okay.
It's about me.
Wait,
Okay,
let's just introduce it first.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Cimorelli podcast. This is episode 227. We are going to be talking about things we wouldn't have known if our therapist didn't tell us. You know, we
Revelations.
have been very therapized in our lives of living. And we're just going to share what we've learned because we feel as though these may be some helpful hints along the way for you, perhaps.
First,
Some
we're going to
insight.
do, I was thinking of a good word. I couldn't think of what it was. I was going to say housekeeping. That's not it.
Guys.
Grievances.
A poetry
Christina
read.
would like to air some grievances.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
airing grievances.
Is that what I'm doing? Okay, so here's the thing. So we're all on a journey of working on our listening faces.
Yes!
Because I've noticed this when I watch back the podcast, like some of us will literally be like this
It's me.
when we're watching. And it will look like we like hate the other person's thing, and that is not real. Have you ever seen your own listening face? Like, does anyone take a picture of you and you're like, oh my gosh, that's my listening face? And you don't
I've
know it?
seen my listening face sometimes, and it is wild.
Yeah. So basically, someone commented and they were like saying basically that we look like we don't like each other or something. And I was like, I know they're talking about the listening faces because it was like a fun episode that we all
Enjoyed.
Yeah.
Well, I asked them, did you enjoy that
Yes.
episode?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoy doing this.
And it's just we're some tired gals sometimes, and it takes energy to not have your listening face just fall into its natural place, which mine would be this.
Yeah, and like, you know, we're so comfortable on the podcast.
Yes.
We get too
I just-
comfortable.
You're just seeing the real us, listening faces and all.
Sometimes, I get out of. I'm not in filming mode. I like start talking to them, and then I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, wait, did I just say that? I didn't know if I wanted
It's
to
like
say
you're
that."
Hanging
listening
with the
face.
lads. You know?
Your listening face is like you're wearing your PJs or sweats, and your like composed face is like you're wearing makeup and you're ready to go out on the town.
Like when
sometimes
you're-
we just want to wear our PJs.
When you're hanging out with your friends, you normally don't let your face completely drop.
you're like,
Mine
I'm
looks kinda
do.
mean.
They know.
You guys know.
It depends on the friend
Yeah.
to let my face completely drop because it looks like I'm not really listening. I have to be like, I'm listening. And then someone said they hate it when I roll my eyes at Amy. Okay.
Hey, when do you do that?
All the time.
You're
I roll my eyes
allowed
at
to
lots of
roll
things.
your eyes at
Like,
whatever you
give
want.
me an
I
example.
always go like, oh. Okay, so Amy goes like,
I say some weird thing.
I did this thing, and I go, oh my gosh.
Contempt.
guys, it's just a bit. Come on.
I don't know what you think it means, but it literally just means like, oh my
I feel
gosh,
like
you're ridiculous, which I think about everyone.
Some people think that like rolling your eyes is like deep contempt and disrespect, but I don't really think that's
That's
what
a
this-
different.
And
That's
I don't
like,
really feel deep content or disrespect when she rolls her eyes because I roll my eyes first, probably.
You
at
just
my
say,
own self.
"Oh, God love you."
people roll their eyes at me all the time, guys. No, that is what I'm saying.
You are so.
I'm like, oh, God. I love
Today
you.
is my favorite vibe of you.
No, you're right. She's right. So it's not a bullying rolling my eyes. I roll my eyes at all of them.
She
Just,
does not
Amy,
bully.
sometimes I feel like you do say. You give me more things, like you say
Yes,
more
say something
outlandish
weird.
things.
I am
on
very
purpose.
outlandish, guys. I speak to entertain myself.
This is the bit, guys.
Yeah.
Just the
Genuinely,
points.
these are the jokes, people.
And Amy's bit is that she says your number one bit. Amy says the most colorful, like metaphors for her life. She's like, I'm done like catapulting off the side of a mountain.
Yes.
But she says it in like the
bungee
most
jumping on and off the grid.
she says it in the most like casual way that you've heard it a million times and you know exactly what she's talking about and you're like, whoa, wait. Can you explain this? I'm done being a stray dog on the side of the road. You're like, okay, wait. Can you go back and give some context?
Yeah, I speak thoroughly to entertain myself.
In metaphors.
Speaks in riddles.
Yes.
And I don't know if that like I was texting Mel, hi Mel, about this, and I was like, I don't know if my speech patterns like venture into pick me territory.
What?
And
No.
she's like, what does that
What? How?
No, your speech
I
patterns.
knew you would know.
Your speech
mean?
patterns.
make
She was
sense.
like, I don't get it.
How would they venture into pick me territory?
No.
By being weird.
Just don't worry
Lord
about it.
knows. And it's not like, and I don't think it's a real pick me vibe, but just
No,
like,
but yeah.
they can. They
don't think it
can
makes sense.
sometimes.
I feel like it's more like an English lit lover. That's the vibe.
Which
Is that
can
a
be
pick
a
me?
titch of the pick me.
Unique New York.
Could be.
I like English lit.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Are you talking about those girls in movies that are like, oh, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Those
Yes.
pick me girls?
Yes.
Oh no. You're not,
So that's
Amy, you're
that.
not like that.
Yeah.
Guys, we don't hate each other. We wanted to do
That's
the
what you
podcast.
think.
I asked them, do we still want to do the podcast? And especially these two.
I
are like,
love doing the
I love it.
podcast.
Yes,
It's my favorite
please.
thing.
She threatened to take it away.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, are we sure we want to do it?
And we
everyone
said yes.
Guys, listen,
Okay.
I will do my best, but I just need, please, sir, can I have some more? I just need a little grace because I'm very sleep deprived.
She's a mother
I
of
gave
three.
birth like not that long ago, and I'm very tired. My child won't
true.
sleep.
Yeah, we can be
So,
all of us for different reasons, but especially when you're postpartum. Oh my gosh! But everyone can be tired a lot of times, and we just like to relax here.
Yeah.
and we
Can
don't
I
wanna
not
think
relax?
about being on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get it. We're entertaining you, but also it's like we're trying to just like be ourselves.
We're
but you know what?
home
That was
now.
literally one comment, so sorry we're making such a big deal out of it. Because I'm sure there's many people that don't even think that. So
Yeah, I
But-
bet most of you don't think that.
We
but I just
appreciate
wanted
you.
to
But now
say
you
that.
know.
Yeah.
Well, if you're like, why do they keep
we're
laughing?
feeling insecure.
And why? Because I think we're gonna be laughing a lot, and you're gonna be like, why do they keep laughing at each other?
Why do I always actually voice record? I just voice recorded
No,
voice for 7
that
minutes
happens
to a
to
random
me.
scam text
I do
number.
that all the
I
time.
didn't send it.
I don't know how it just starts recording.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It does
I
it
never
all the
sent
time.
it, though.
It
That
does
is
it all
so
the time.
bad.
Okay.
Actually, no. I've almost sent multiple voice recordings, but I never sent them.
Not okay.
I'm
Have you ever-
not bored. I'm just tired.
Have you ever voice recorded about someone and it was like in a text to them? Because I have not done that.
No.
But has anybody ever done
You're like,
that?
No.
hey girl, I freaking hate her.
Hey, girl.
Too much.
Okay, so let's
was
wrap
wondering.
this up. In conclusion, I would say we're all adults. We all have therapists. If Amy thought I was a bully, she'd probably tell her therapist, and her therapist would tell her how to talk to me. Then she'd talk
I
to me about
would.
being a bully.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
I stand up for
Or you
myself.
tell Lauren, and Lauren would be like, "You got to stand up to Christina."
Yeah.
That's what would happen. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, honestly, guys, I'm like 30. Come on.
Yeah, you got to give her a little
I'm
more
like literally.
Credence.
credit.
Yeah.
Me when Amy just turned 29 like a month ago.
God, I've been like 30 since I was like 26.
Well, it's
I'm
not
almost
that
40,
far away
so
yeah.
from 30.
11 months. Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm saying you gotta live in the moment.
scared.
You just turned 29.
2 months
Yeah.
ago. So I got
But I get what you're saying.
10
Like
months
if
left?
I was
Yeah.
19, like I'm almost 20.
No, you're not. You're 19.
Okay.
I'm trying to live in the moment. I am 29.
So Lisa is not here today. She is supporting her husband through his cancer treatment, so she's able to come in for some shoots and not for other times. But she will be back at some point. I just don't know when. But she's supporting from afar, and of course, now she sends in her videos. So her video is going to be in the 5 POV section. We will get a little pop in from Lisa there. So watch till the end for that. So this week, because this full episode is only on Patreon, only the patrons are going to see Lisa. So if you want to see Lisa every week, you got to join our Patreon. It's $5 a month. You support us. It means so much to us. And you get every single full episode, plus our past Q&As on Monday, our new Motivation Mondays. Every Monday, we give you a motivational video about something that's like really helping us that week, or like something we've been thinking about, something just helpful that is going to start your week out on the right foot. Because, you know, Mondays sometimes can be a downer. So our Motivation Mondays, we have those every single week on Patreon. And then we have all our past series, like Things We Don't Talk About, other series, Lisa's Wacky Wednesdays. So join Patreon, patreon.com/Cimorelli, link in the description, and you support us $5 a month. There's different tiers. The $10 one, you get an an exclusive live stream with us every month where we talk about some exclusive piece of information. Like we play a full song for you or tell you like what our release date is or what our plans are coming up. So we just like let you guys in on things behind the scenes in Patreon. We were talking about putting demos on there too. I look over and Lauren's like
Trying to have our
really
listening
getting her listening face in. Anyway, thank you to our patrons. We love you guys so much. Okay, so ladies, let's go through
Our highs and
lows of the week.
Did anybody see my text to write yours down beforehand? Because I did that.
No, I just
Yeah, I
thought
saw
of
it,
it
but
when
I was
you
like,
said
no.
that.
All right, I got mine. I'll go.
Memory. All right, you go.
All right, easy. My low, I didn't sleep last night. My child wouldn't allow me to, but it's okay. I still love him. He's amazing.
You still love him.
You know, like if you've been there as a mom, sometimes you get like frustrated that your child won't sleep and you're so tired.
Yeah,
I
I can
really,
see that.
this little angel, I just can't. He's just such an angel. I can't even be
He
mad.
has the most like,
You're like, the
perfect
other
little
one's
smile.
this story.
Well, if your child just sitting there glaring at you going, "Marr," then sometimes you can be
It
frustrated.
was a little hard.
But this little angel, he's just a little angel. And I'm just like, okay, it's not your fault.
Aw, little angel.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, that was hard. I just was like, please sleep. And I woke up and I was like,
please, sir, may I have some more? And he said no.
yeah, I was like, I have nothing to give. But apparently I do because I'm here. And then my high, guys, I'm on a soapbox. Let me just give you this quick soapbox
Oh, I'm
that is
so
my
excited.
high. Vintage birthday parties.
What?
Cat,
What does that mean?
Vibe with me here. I saw
I'm
this
there.
Instagram
It's
post.
giving vintage doorknobs. Sorry.
I saw this Instagram post and they're like, why do we need all these fancy themed birthdays where you have a giant balloon arch and all these, fancy things? What about the 90s when you would just have like a box cake and some balloons and a piñata and just this classic birthday party?
That's what I
That's
do.
vintage?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying like that's the birthday parties of our youth.
That is what I did.
No,
for my
Lauren,
birthday.
have you seen the birthday parties these days that people do?
I have,
It's
but
out of
I
control.
fear that that's not everyone. I
Well,
fear that that's
I'm
the
saying
elite
that-
No, that's a
four.
specific kind of person.
yeah,
I
which
fear that that's
no
influencers.
hate. If that brings you joy,
Me
you do
when
you.
that's vintage.
Okay, but Laura, my group of like, I'm in groups that are like my children's age, whatever, and they're like prepping for they're like 6 months ahead. I'm not exaggerating. 6 months
Oh,
ahead.
people spend
They say,
so much
Hey
money.
guys, anyone else planning their first birthday party? What is your theme? And they're like,
Well, of
how
course,
much are you
they're
spending?
in the group saying that because they're trying to let everyone know. Plenty of people not saying anything
But
in the
I couldn't
group
believe
because
how
they
many
weren't doing that.
were planning it 6 months ahead, had all these crazy themes for the first
People
birthday.
do professional
And
photo shoots for their
how-
first birthday.
And how much money? They were talking about how much money. They're like, how much are you spending? They're like, this many
Millions.
thousand.
I'm just saying, you
Well,
don't need to spend thousands.
Wait, if I'm
Cost
going to a
money.
first birthday this weekend, which I actually am, what do I bring? Do I bring a little gift? Do I
Yeah.
have to bring a gift?
A book.
Yes,
Yeah,
Amy.
book.
My policy
Bring
is
a
don't really get
gift.
I
kids
don't
toys.
like gifts.
yeah.
Get them books or something they can like play with, like a play, not
Or
play,
an outfit with their size. I like that too. That's cute.
Okay,
Outfit
that's
is good,
usable.
but
Or
you
like a
get their
t-shirt or
size.
a
Okay,
sweater.
I'll
Can't just guess.
Yeah, get the right size. But yeah, anyway, so that's my soapbox. And I want to say last night we did a little birthday gathering for my father-in-law and it was so
Oh,
cute and wholesome. We made dinner and then I made cupcakes with sprinkles and we just put candles in them.
Hey, Kathy, that's so
And we
cute.
sang happy birthday and then the twins I had them make like this little like little handprint like cards.
Oh.
They do
And it was
look like
just-
mini versions of Max's dad, though.
Oh my
Especially
gosh, yes,
Dom.
they do.
They do.
It was so
I didn't think
sweet.
about
I just
that.
felt
That's
like
funny.
my heart
We need
was
some
like,
glasses on Dom, and you'll be
this is what a birthday should be. And the twins' birthday's coming up, and I already want to just like blow up a bunch of balloons, and just scatter them over the floor
Oh, they
when they
love
wake
that.
up, and then do like a little cake at
This
night.
is vintage.
And
Vintage,
then yeah,
guys.
so it's just like it's the vintage stuff. It's just I'm saying like it's simple, but you're
She's saying
still
pre-internet.
you're putting in a
disposable
little
camera.
Yes, no, I was literally thinking of
Oh.
You should get a camera
Polaroid.
like the one that Betsy has.
Oh yeah, I love that camera. I was actually thinking getting the twins cameras. They would love
Yes,
having a little camera, a
please.
toddler
Oh my
camera.
gosh.
I was
That's
thinking
so
that for
cute.
Barrett. He
Barrett would
love
slay.
the
Yes.
Remember those
Oh my gosh.
pictures you took on Betsy's film camera that turned out well, actually?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm just saying, like, birthdays are so
Break out the
special.
camcorder,
And it's
ladies.
so nice to celebrate someone. And you don't have to spend a lot of money or do all this stuff. Just put in a little effort.
We're just DIY.
And
Yeah.
it's so special to do it, like, from scratch, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Although when I think
birthdays
of
from scratch.
okay, when I think of our childhood, our mom did a couple themed birthdays, and I will never forget them.
Yeah.
Except for actually another one I will never forget. She didn't do all the theme stuff. It was just so fun. It was like water balloons and stuff. but I will never forget you guys princess and pirate one. I will never forget.
Hate on the theme. I think it can be very fun for sure. If you love a theme, it's great, but just don't forget the most important part of a birthday is the warmth. Yes. And that comes from like the personal, like just touches, you know?
Yeah.
That's all that matters in my opinion.
So true.
Love it.
So yeah.
Okay, who's next? Highs and lows.
Okay, mine is pretty. Okay. So my high was that I painted the other day. And it was so fun. I put on some music, the artsy vibes or whatever, that playlist. It's very good.
That I made.
Yeah, that
That's
Lauren
what
made.
she
That's why
said.
I'm.
I'd like to hear that.
She
It
said
was
it to all of
for
us.
songwriting and spell.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear
I
that.
think I
You
still
could have.
Yeah.
No, I think I still have it. Let me see.
You could have.
If you sent it to us, I think I saved it.
So that was like, I started tearing up when I like started to paint. I was like, what? It feels so right.
Wait, weren't you
I
doing
missed
this
my
last week?
painting.
This is what I have
This
from
is
you.
like a week or two ago. Like recent. And then,
Sorry, I was looking at my playlist that Lauren sent. Sorry.
anyway, so that was my high. And then my low that I will not go into detail in is that I got ghosted.
What?
SMH.
SMH.
I don't remember this. Okay.
I'll tell you later.
My high was actually today when I came here, and then all of these children just come up to me, start giving me toys. I was like, are you kidding? Both of your sons, Thomas. Then Barrett got here. Then he started shooting me. But before that, not literally, but like figuratively.
I think.
But Thomas is giving me all of his toys. And he's like, Bah? This, that. And I was like, I thought he was scared of me, but he wasn't. I was just sitting there.
And he screams and runs away.
I just came and I crouched down to say hi. Usually they ignore me and run away low key. But they didn't, and all three of them were just giving me all their toys, and I was like,
that's
"Oh
so
my
cute.
gosh, someone
really
loves
nice.
me in this world." No, just kidding.
Truly.
But you know, there's nothing like it
no.
when the children give you their toys, because
Nothing
that's when
like
you
it.
know
It means something.
They
it really does.
trust you
No,
with
it
their
does.
items.
It does.
So that was my high. My low. Man, I didn't think of this. My low, it wasn't really that much of a low though. But I guess like on Sunday, I was very anxious and it was upsetting me because I was anxious, but like I was trying to like live life. You know when you like get inspired and you're like, life's for living, only got right now. And you're like, man, I don't want to just sit around and do nothing. Gotta live life, you know. But then I was like, I will not be doing that today because I was anxious. But you know what I did though is I actually had a really healthy time of good coping mechanisms where I actually felt good by the end of the day instead of making myself feel worse.
Wait, slay.
Wow.
So it was a low, but it ended up being a high because I was like, wow, I actually still did live my life to the fullest in that moment by choosing healthy choices.
I love it.
positivity.
Okay.
Slay.
And
Love it.
relaxation. So slay to me.
I feel like
Amen.
when you do that, it's like I feel like that's something I've been thinking about lately is like when you feel horrible mentally, but then you still just like do things. It's like,
Yeah.
I think your mood will eventually follow. If you just continue to do the things that you know are good,
Yeah.
you're like, I know I'll feel better eventually. I just have to keep doing these
Well,
things.
that's the thing. I wrote out this whole list and I was like, things that make me feel worse. And there's like some were like obvious things that would obviously make you feel worse. And then things that would make me feel better. And like, obviously I can think of those things off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But actually looking at them, I was like, as soon as like a thought popped in, I was like, oh, that will make me feel worse. Next, because it was like seen on this list instead of like
Ooh,
going
smart.
into it. And then like, oh, maybe I should do this. Oh, that's on my list of things that will make me feel better. So it was like, it kind of like quick started it.
Yeah.
That's not the word, but you know what I mean.
Quick start.
My therapist gave me a list of those
Kickstarted,
things,
No.
but I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
It was like
Me
things
when
to
I-
do when you're in survival mode.
And I was writing down a list of things in therapy, and she's like, see, I think you've written these down before.
What?
I was like, thanks, lady. Because I was writing down, she's like, I feel like you've written these down before.
And you forgot.
I was like, I probably did.
What's wrong with
And
that?
I forgot.
that she erased the list from her memory.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta start fresh.
Yeah.
So true.
But it was just so funny.
Oh my gosh.
All
Okay,
right,
I'm
that was
gonna do
it.
mine. Let's see. Low is I'm dead tired. Kind of similar to Kath, of my own doing, not my children's doing.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh.
worse.
I was the one waking myself up.
That's
You were the
worse.
baby.
Not my child. My anxiety was waking me up.
Oh.
Yeah, similar to Kath and Lauren. The anxiety, the sleep deprivation. I'm just
Yeah.
so tired today, but I'm just on my way somewhere close to up at some point.
Up
That's
and up.
where I'm going at
Yes.
some point.
I love
Nowhere
it.
but
I
up.
just feel like it's got to be a bit of a road.
here.
Nowhere but
I think the road that I'm
It's
taking of like mental and physical healing is going to be pretty tiring at first, so I don't think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go down a lot first is what I'm anticipating. So anyway, I'm doing a lot of mental and physical healing lately.
I love it.
And I just had so much anxiety, which wasn't, and I couldn't figure out why, which always means it's like a combo of different things that I don't flag in my mind as super important.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's
oh, that's,
10 ones.
yeah, I'm like, that's
10
not,
ones is still a 10.
well, more like 6s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not like a 9. So I'm like, this is not that dramatic. Couldn't be that, or this, or this, or this, but it's literally all
It
of
could
them.
be all.
Because if I don't journal every night, then that's like me manually choosing in the moment to actually process instead of doing my automatic, don't process anything, push everything down, don't feel anything the entire day. So that's my problem.
I get it.
It's so hard for me to continuously journal. I trick myself out of it so easily. I'm like, oh, you don't need to tonight. And then suddenly it's been a month and I'm like, you didn't do it any of the nights and you definitely needed to. But I'm like, oh, I don't need to.
You do.
You gotta
It's
start
so
saying I need to.
Easy to trick myself.
Because
It's
I
so
think that's
creepy.
your brain saying I'm afraid to.
Yes, exactly. Well, I was thinking like I don't even listen to like I was like in the car. I was thinking about how you guys always listen to these like different songs, and I'm like, why do you listen to that? Like acoustic things or like things that are sad or like whatever. And I'm like, why is all that I listen to basically upbeat, fun music is almost the only thing I want to listen to. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being
I
like
gotta
a toxic
say,
positivity person.
when I find myself
my
craving upbeat, fun music, I'm like, okay, Kath, what are you avoiding? Although
That's all I listen to.
sometimes I am genuinely like, ooh, I'm in a
That's
fun
funny.
mood. But
That's
I'm like,
literally all I
Because
listen
that's
to.
if I listen to upbeat music, I'm like, wow, I'm actually happy for once. Because usually
Yeah,
I'm
me.
listening to sad music.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I'm doing
if
the
I
opposite.
listen. If I listen
Yeah.
to a podcast, I'm like,
Oh,
real bad.
if I listen to a podcast, it's really
Oh, no, the
bad.
absolute worst is if I'm listening to a TV show while driving.
yes, that is
That is
rock bottom.
Like,
Oh
whatever
my
is like
gosh.
the worst, I'm there.
that's like, I don't want to
I'm
think my
straight
thoughts.
to the basement.
So I've been
gone.
forcing myself to listen to more like acoustic kind of songs.
Wow.
Even if they're not even like sad or like getting into feelings at all. They're just like maybe like a love song. It's still like the fact that it's acoustic and it's not like
Okay.
really stimulating. Okay, I know this sounds ridiculous to you people.
But you like the song.
But yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm like, I like this song. Okay, I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I do not do that. It's been years and years and years and years, probably like 15 plus years of me only listening to upbeat, fun songs. That's all I listen to.
I mean,
It's the only thing I listen to.
I also do that when I'm really high anxiety, so maybe that's what it is too. It like matches my like.
I
amped
listen to
feeling.
like emo and like screaming.
SMA.
I'm listening to like
anxiety.
Nicki Minaj. Like,
Looks like Starship.
no, literally.
I guess if I listen to something that's a little slower, it's because the melody is so, it has like an intensity to it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Even if it's slow, it has an intensity to it. I'm trying to
Yeah.
listen to stuff that isn't as intense.
Yeah.
So I think it's like,
Sometimes
Yeah,
you have to ask
calm
yourself, do I
feelings.
really need more stimulation right now?
that's
No,
really
I
insane.
literally have a playlist called Overstimulated that I listen to all the time in the car when I'm like I can't hear anything, and it's the most like calm, relaxed music, not one drum in sight.
That sounds
Okay,
good.
what's my my high is I feel like overall it's a pretty good parenting week. Where I feel like, wow, my children have some great qualities. There are plenty of things in my parenting journey where I'm like, you really got to fix that. Or like that Barrett does, mostly because Tristan's so young, she doesn't do this stuff yet. He'll do stuff and I'm just like, oh gosh, I don't know what that means. But I would say there's so much good stuff this week. So many like sweet moments. And like Barrett just really loves taking charge. But I'm finding that balance with him. The I think it's good because Barrett's so similar to me, and he's like the oldest too, and I'm like the oldest girl, whatever. So it's like finding the balance between giving responsibility, because they love responsibility. Speaking of myself, I love responsibility, but you don't want to be the one who's actually in charge.
Yeah.
Like as a child,
The
because
one
you're a
who's
child.
actually responsible.
Yeah. So you want to like have the responsibility to do something, like your parent trusted you to do something, but you don't want to feel like the world is on your shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
And if you screwed up, you don't have your parent there to like pick you up, right?
Yeah.
So just thinking about that basically. Like, cause he likes helping with like putting Tristan to bed, even though she's only 2 years younger than him.
Oh, that's so
And he's so good
cute.
at, and he like tucks her in, and he's like, he said a sentence that didn't quite make sense. He said like, I wish you, or I want you, I want for you, I don't know. I wish you sweet dreams. He said something like
Oh,
that.
that's so nice.
And I was thinking about the way that Barrett goes to bed is very interesting. So he has all those like koozies, you know what I'm talking about? They're like open on the bottom basically. Like promotional ones. Everyone gets those like a million. You get like free ones at like work things. So we have like Nick gets, I don't have any of that. Nick, well no, one we got from a brand sent. Nick has like 10 million of those from all his different like work things, right? So we have like a drawer for them. So Barrett turned them into, as he calls them, punching gloves. So he puts his hand through and then he puts his hands through one and his thumb through the other.
So iconic.
And he wears them. Nick just went to a conference the other day and he got him 2 orange ones. So those are his new special orange punching gloves.
Too
You
good.
should get him once to say Barrett. That'd be so fun.
Oh my gosh, yes. So every day, this is what Barrett does. He would go to bed. He wears his socks. He has to wear his special black socks. They're just like Daddy's socks. So he has his black socks on. And then he has his punching gloves on, right? Then he has to, and his gun, his Nerf gun, right? So he has to bring his Nerf gun, his punching gloves, and his socks up to bed. And then he takes his socks off and he puts them in his punching gloves. So they're ready to like come downstairs when we're done in the night. And he has to sleep with them next to his bed and then his gun next to his bed.
Need that.
So in the morning, he's like, I got
What
up.
a
He's
little
like,
icon.
He's like, here, mommy, I'm going to go get Tristan up. You grab my punching gloves, socks, and gun, okay? And I'll go get her up. It's like, oh my gosh, he is so bossy. But
That
such a
is
good leader.
hilarious.
Like, that is such a good leader. He's like, you do this.
Oh.
I'll do this. He's so like organized. And then he went to get Tristan. It's like, no, Barrett. And she's all mad at him. Which is really funny. She wakes up and she's like, and she does like a really mad face every time she wakes up. And she's like, no. But anyway, so it was really funny. And Barrett's like, thank you, mommy, so much for getting me this gun. Thank you. And he just thanks me for everything all day long.
So sweet.
Like 10 million times. He's like, thank you for coming to get me. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was like, wow, that's nice.
so cute.
All right, it's time to get into the main topic. Things we wouldn't have known if our therapist had never told us. The first thing, well, this isn't the first thing. This is not in chronological order. This is just a random list. Okay, the first thing on my list of things is core wounds.
Oh.
So these could be things such as like beliefs, core wounds and beliefs. Like, I am bad. A thing that you don't realize you think about yourself. I am bad. I am a burden. I am unlovable. I am what are the other ones?
A failure. I am
Unsafe.
worthless. I am
Worthless.
unsafe.
Unsafe, whatever.
Alone.
And we really tapped into how many of those that I identified with. Especially, I am a bad person, which I didn't realize I had that one so intensely, but it was really helpful. That was so helpful because it unlocked why all these things in my life offended me or upset me, because I was like, oh, it feels like that person thinks I'm a bad person. So when I realized that, I could ask them, like, do you think I'm a bad person? Because I didn't realize why it upset me. So that was, I really identified with TBH, like most of the core wounds, but especially like, I am bad. And I think like, I am alone was another big one.
Oh, yeah.
I am alone and I am bad. So I really learned that, and that changed my life. Next.
Oh gosh. Wait. Okay.
What?
I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I never like think before. I'm like too locked in. I'm like, oh, Christina's talking. Anyway, my first thing that I wrote down was, my thoughts are not allowed to have free reign. They just are not. They don't go in good places. I feel like I've developed a lot of unhealthy thinking cycles in my, career of living. And it's just, my brain's the kind of place that needs a tight leash. It does. And so I can't just sit there and, yippity yap all day in my head. I have to have a lot of boundaries with my own brain.
You're like, you shut it.
Yeah.
You shut it.
I'm
And
like,
my dad was talking about that the other day too, because I was saying like, kind of, well, Kath, I put you in this, but I put Amy, my dad, and I more in that for some reason. I don't know why. As the OCD gals, I mean, you're definitely in there, but us three do maybe something more similar than you.
I think I just have a different brand.
Yeah.
But I definitely have it.
Yeah, you're in the OCD gals, but Amy, my dad, and I are like in this kind of specific one.
Yeah.
Like the rumination.
Yeah, right? That's different than you a
actually,
little
I
bit.
do that too. Yeah.
And my dad was talking about the other day.
ruminating
He didn't realize he was talking about it though. But he was just saying like, he wasn't talking about OCD, but he was talking about, I was like, this is relatable. He was just saying like, when these things pop in your head, you just need to be like, nope, stop. And kick them out basically. And I was like, that is such good OCD advice actually. It doesn't work for a lot of things, like for me with my emotions, being like, no, stop, that's what I do, and that's actually so unhealthy. But what Amy's saying, like when these
That's
random
not
weird
my
thoughts
emotions.
like, what
Yeah.
if I get in a car accident today with my children in the car? Nope. Do I need to think through that?
No.
No, I really don't. So I'm
You
like,
don't.
nope, that's OCD. Nope.
Can't have it.
Or like, oh, did I do this thing wrong as I think for the 100th time? Nope, we actually don't need to think
Yeah.
about that for the 100th
Or it's
time.
like, if this person got pulled over on TikTok, did I get pulled over? No.
No.
I'm like,
So
this
it's like-
person had this problem on TikTok. Do I have that problem?
Guys, I
No.
saw the funniest video of this girl talking about OCD, and I was like, this is too relatable. She was saying, like, when she's like relapsing in OCD, which is actually really sad, but she was saying, well, she was kind of doing it in a funny way, and she was like, when my star intuition tells me something really bad is going to happen if I take the freeway,
Oh my
It's
I
God.
need to take
not
the back roads. And then
intuition.
you're like, nope, that's not. I'm taking the freeway. I'm
It
not
is so
avoiding
hard
it.
for me
You're
to
like, oh, it's my
tell
intuition. It's
which
like,
is
no,
which.
it's not.
But normally it's telling you like a fear kind of thing with no actual context to lead you to believe. Like if you see someone, you get like a bad gut
Intuition's
feeling.
a different feeling. It's a different feeling.
it feels
It's in your
almost the same.
stomach, not in your head.
It feels almost the same to me.
To me, it's different.
Unfortunate.
I know when I'm like,
It doesn't have context. It's like, oh, randomly out of nowhere for no reason. Should I not do this?
yeah, but
Makes no
intuition is a different type of fear.
It's like magical thinking.
yes. I don't know.
Like I just have a feeling. This happened to me so much I didn't realize it was OCD.
Yeah.
That helps a lot to figure that out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. This was from actually a couple therapists ago. I'm trying to give something from each of my therapists that really helped me. She said, it's just a quote, and I've thought about this a lot since then. You don't have to be a perfect mother to be a great mother. And great, well, second part, and great mothers model imperfection. That
Slay.
really has stuck in my head because I feel like there's so much pressure to be a perfect mom or you're going to ruin your kid. And if you do one thing wrong, then you're just ruining them. But I don't know, you don't have to be perfect. And this is actually not from my therapist, but it's from Cheryl Strayed. She did this whole episode. I think it was with Dr. Becky at Good Inside. They did this podcast called On Repair. And I feel like that's sort of the subreddit of that thought is like repair. I think about the word repair a lot in parenthood.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that you're this perfect mom that always is regulated, that never loses her cool, that says the right thing all the time, that always shows up perfectly. She's never distracted. It's like, those are the things in my mind that's like, that's what a good mom is. No, you're going to do those things because you're human, but you're working on yourself. So you repair afterwards and you take the effort to, oh, I was really distracted today. I'm going to be really intentional about putting my phone away tomorrow. Or I lost my temper. I need to apologize to my kid and name what I did wrong and tell them it's not your fault. Sorry that I did that to you. So they're not taking that on. So anyway, you don't have to be
really
perfect. It's about repairing. And
One
that's
thing
one of
I
my
like
mantras.
to do kind of like that at the end of the day with Barrett, because Tristan doesn't understand yet. She's only 2. With Barrett, at the end of the day, then I sit with him. We have like our mommy Barrett time basically in bed. And when I put him to bed, and then I'm like, I tell him all the things that he did really well that day. And then I go over a couple he could work. I'm like, you were punching a lot today. And when you're mad, we should maybe punch the couch. People don't like being punched. So I go through that. And I'm like, you did this so well. You did this so well. I try to go through a million well things and then like not very many things to work on. And then I say some things I did. I'm like, I was too much on my phone today. I know, blah, blah, blah. I should have paid more attention to you guys. Like I say stuff to them like that. And I'm like, I'm going to work on that more tomorrow, whatever. And now that he's old enough to understand it, it's like, I think it's a really like powerful moment for me to connect
Reflection.
with him.
Yeah.
It's like
So
the
I like doing
examination
that.
of conscience.
He's so encouraging. We're playing basketball, and literally, I'm like, shooting. Goes, that was so close. That was so good. That was so close. Keep trying. And I got it in. He's like,
That's
yay.
so sweet.
One time he said, I got it in, and he said, that was so close. I was like, no, Barrett, that was in. That was not close. But yeah, he's very encouraging. It's great.
All right, what's your
really
next? Or your first, actually.
Yeah, my first. This is more of a observation that I've been told. Which I feel like this would be surprising because when you think of me, does the word extreme come to mind?
No.
And yet, that's what she told me, is that I'm very extreme and I go from one extreme to another in my thinking, not really like my actions, of being super black and white and like, oh, like this. It's this, 100% this, or okay, it's not that, then it's 0% that, or like even people like, oh, well, they did this bad thing, horrible, bad person, or oh, but they did this good thing, perfect, angel person. It's like, okay.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did notice that about you. I did definitely notice that.
Okay.
Now that you say that,
I'm like, wow, Laura can really put someone up on a pedestal. She can really do it.
Yes, we've known that. But
yeah,
like,
when you say that, I get that.
But like, I wouldn't think of myself as like super black and white and extreme thinking, but I do that.
Participate in that.
And that's like my journey is finding balance and integration. And I feel like I've actually really am learning now how to like integrate all the parts of a person, of the good and the bad, because I feel like it's like a defense mechanism of like, oh, well, someone hurts you, so they're all horrible, wall up, goodbye, worst person ever, see ya. Or yeah, the like idealizing thing, I don't really know what that is for. I don't know how that helps me, but
just like for fantasizing purposes,
I guess. Yeah,
Wait,
just for like mood purposes, you're like,
yes, that makes sense for mood purposes. So
you can think about this perfect person and don't have to think about anything bad about them.
Yes, and it like makes me feel safe too, I think, to think of someone as like, oh, great, good, perfect. And then I'm like, oh, bad, unsafe. Okay, so I'll just avoid the bad, unsafe people and then stick with the good, great people.
That makes sense.
But everyone
is
has good and bad.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to do something that disappoints you. And
Truly.
then you don't have to be like worst person ever by.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
and not every situation is black or white. So I'm like,
what do you know?
finding the gray areas, integrating. Well, and the biggest thing with this though was like my self-image too, of like going to these extremes and like kind of like the core wound things, I guess, of like you go to those extremes, like I am all bad because of this thing and this shame, or like I am this, I am that. But you know, I'm all of these things. Contain multitudes.
We love it.
I love it.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.